What's good with it, YouTube? We back again. Hope y'all boys doing good. A couple of days, the draft was a couple of days ago, and I wanted to, really soak in all the information and, all the draft picks. And I wanted to come talk about, some of my favorite moments of the draft, some of the moments I didn't like, and, how I feel like this draft is going to go well in the future. So, like as y'all know, I always thought Paolo should have been the first player off the board in this year's draft. And I'm happy and excited that he was, but I also hate how Orlando handled the situation. For the past month, we've been told that Jabari Smith was Orlando's number one guy, and he was a lock at number one. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we knew Chet was going to go number two because OKC loves Chet, and then we knew Paolo was going to go number three. Literally, 20 minutes before the draft started, all of a sudden, it was like, oh, well, Paolo might be going to Orlando. But then Woj came out, was like, no, I've heard it's still a lock. Jabari 1, Chet 2, Paolo 3. And literally a second before the name was announced, we all thought, okay, Jabari's still going. Nope, Paolo. So I don't know if the Magic were trying to just be like, we're going to take Jabari so teams could try to trade to one, give them more assets, and that's how they were going to do it or what. But that was a terrible move by the Magic to say this entire time Jabari was number one. If you knew Jabari was the number one, why would your camp come out? Your camp came out multiple times and was like, Jabari's number one. We are doing our due diligence with the other two, but Jabari's our number one guy. He's going to come in and fit well. I just don't like what the Magic did. But back to Paolo. We all know what Paolo is. 17 points per game at Duke. He's 6'10" without shoes, I believe they said. 250, can handle the ball, can pass, can score with the best of them. He's definitely going to be a top scorer out of this draft class, I believe. His fit with the Magic needed that guy. As Pee Wee the Plug said, they needed that guy. They needed their go-to scorer. They already have Franz. He's going to be probably one of their pieces that they keep for long term. Him, Paolo. I don't know what they're going to do with their guard rotation. I don't know if they're just going to keep their four guards and Markelle, RJ, Cole, and Jalen. I don't know what they're going to do, but I hope Jalen does. He was a rookie last year, so there's going to be improvement. There's going to be, just the upside of him because I believe he could really be either their true starting point guard or their true starting two. So their rebuild is going well. You got Cole, Jalen, Markelle off the bench. So their starting lineups next year is probably going to be Cole, Jalen. You want to do Franz at the 3, Paolo at the 4, Wendell at the 5. That's cool. That's solid. That's way more than solid. They were in close games last year, and they just didn't have someone, here, get the ball, you go score that. They didn't have that. So with Paolo, I am happy he went number one. I am happy that he was the first player taken off the board. And that was it. It made my night. I can tell you that because I was so high on Paolo. Another one of my favorite picks because all the other picks went the same. Chet 2, Jabari 3, Keegan Murray 4. I kind of saw that, but Dyson Daniels. I love Dyson Daniels to the Pelicans. He just has a game that would predicate to the Pelicans. He don't need to score 20 points a game, but he definitely can. He's a dynamic passer. Being on a team with CJ, BI, Zion, Herb, it's gonna be. I like that pick for them, and especially he's probably not gonna start right off the rip, but coming in, he's a defensive monster. Him, Jose, Herb, that Trey Murphy. Hey, they gonna have a defensive lineup in who can also score because Trey's a 3-and-D. Herb is getting to that 3-and-D. Jose can't hit the 3. Dyson can hit it. it's gonna be scary, and especially if they do insert him to the starting lineup. So it'll be him 6'8". Forgot to mention 6'8" point guard. So it'll be him at the point, CJ at the 2, be at the 3, Zion at the 4, and they also got EJ Liddell. EJ Liddell could definitely play the 4 or small ball 5 at 6'8". That I really like the Pelicans coming into next year, you know, and they do develop their guys. Well, over this past year they developed their guys, but I guess, but yeah, um, I really like the Pelicans coming into this next season. I feel like they did a good job in the draft by getting Dyson and EJ. EJ fell to the second round, which was crazy to me. I did not think he was going to fall that far, but I am happy for them, and I am happy that they had a good draft. You know, with Zion coming back, he looks like he's in shape. They're gonna be very tough. And another thing I did like about this draft were teams that got their guys, regardless of what anybody thought. Like the Pistons came in, a lot of people they fell fifth. A lot of people thought they were going to have to take Keegan just coming in because they thought Jay Ivey was going to go to the Kings. Jay Ivey made it abundantly clear he did not want to go to Sacramento. They take Keegan, and then you come in and get your guy Jaden Ivey, but also you trade the pick that you got from the Jeremy Grant trade, and you get Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren, 6'10", 250, 260, just all brute force center. Reminds you of Dwight Howard. Just brute force. Nobody can stop him. And he got a mad vert. He's just a man amongst boys out there. So you come in, 2 years ago, you had Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond on your team, and you didn't know where your future was headed. But you turned that into your starting point or your starting lineup: Cade Cunningham, a Jay Ivey at the 2, Sadiq Bey at the 3. Whoever you want at the 4 probably be Marvin Bagley. Probably it'll be Miles Bridges if they go after him. But if it's not, probably Marvin Bagley. And then Jalen Duren at the 5. And then you still got Killian Hayes and Isaiah Stewart off the bench. Hey, the Pistons gonna be back soon. And I love the fact that those two guys wanted to be there. They wanted to be in Detroit. Detroit a while ago was not a place people wanted to be. And now it's a place where people want to be. I'm happy for them. I'm also happy for the Thunder. They got their guy in Chet. They got their big man. They got their guy. And they also got Ousmane Dieng, an overseas prospect. But he has shown flashes. He's shown flashes of being a superstar. 6'9", can handle the ball, can shoot it willingly, probably have to work on his mechanics, his three, but he gets to the basket whenever he wants to. Then you also got you got two Jalen Williams, sis. You got the one from Santa Clara and the one from Arkansas. One from Santa Clara, 6'6". I wouldn't say shifty because he really plays at his own pace, slow. He gets to his spots whenever he wants to. He's a great scorer. Then you got the other Jalen Williams from Arkansas, 6'10" center. He got Vert out of the world, and he's a great defensive player. I think did he lead college in drawn charges? If he didn't lead it, I know he was close because he was getting charges all the time. He showed up big in the NCAA tournament, and he was one of the reasons that they went as far as they did. So I love that for OKC. It's going to be interesting to see how they put all these guys in their rotation with so many people. I believe they have 19 or I think it's 19 players on their roster. So they're going to have to find out what they're going to do. They're going to have to trade some pieces, put some pieces in the G League to get them rotational minutes, but they're not a competent team right now. So they could really run 13, 14, 15-minute rotations if they wanted to, because at the end, it's like you got, at your starting, you got Shea, Josh. Ooh, is Lou Dort? I don't think Lou Dort's going to be there. I think they're trying to trade Lou Dort now. So if Lou Dort's not there, your lineup can be Shea, Josh Giddey. Do you put Jalen Williams in the starting lineup? Do you put Darius Bazley in the starting lineup? I don't know. You can put no, you got to put Ousmane Dieng in there. See, like I want their starting lineup to be Shea, Giddy, Jalen Williams, the one from Santa Clara, Ousmane Dieng, and Chet. I feel like that starting lineup is probably the best for them, but you also still have Trey Mann coming off the bench. You have Darius Baisley coming off the bench. Oh man, they got a lot of players. They're gonna have to figure that out. And also the Spurs. The Spurs get their guy in Jeremy Sohan. A lot of people thought it was a reach of a pick, but the Spurs have shown they're not scared to go get their guy. Like last year, they got Josh Primo at 11. People thought he was going to be there in the 20s, So they showed that they're going to go get their guys. They also got Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham, which is great pickups because it seems like they have been in active trade talks to try and trade DeJounte Murray for some strange reason. I don't know what that is, but they've been trying to trade DeJounte Murray for the past couple of days, or not even try to trade him. It's just been a whole bunch of rumors and stuff. So if they are trying to trade him, trying to get off of Lonnie Walker's contract, they got Trey Jones there, but he's their serviceable backup. So I guess if you do get DeJounte Murray off, they said they were after Aiden with a deal that would send Jakob Poeltl to the Suns. Maybe the starting lineup next year is like Primo. Oh, because you got Primo, Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham. Oh man, you got Devin Vassell. They got a log jam over there as well, just like OKC. But I'm happy to see what they do. And some sleepers for me, well, they're not really sleepers because everybody know them. The fact that the Mavericks got Jaden Hardy when he was projected before the season started to be the second, third player off the board, that's immense value for them. For like the Mavericks to get that just coming from the conference championship, for them to get Jaden Hardy scoring ability with Luka, that's going to be tough. And then you got Christian Wood there. If Jalen Brunson comes back, that team was already nice. It is going to be nicer. You get Jaden Hardy, and it's probably easier for you to be like, okay, we can, trade Tim Hardaway, get him off the books because that contract was hefty. Get him off the books, let him ride out. We got Jaden Hardy. It's going to take him some time to develop, but he can develop at his own speed because we don't need him to be the 20-point per game scorer. We don't need him to be the guy. We already got the guy. So I love that for them. Also, another team was the Warriors. Getting Patrick Baldwin Jr. at 28. They did say they were thinking about trading the pick before, bring it so like their young guys can step in and get more minutes. But when you have a talent like Patrick Baldwin Jr. there, he was projected to be top 10 before the season started. He's 6'10". He's a shooter, a scorer. He shoot over everybody. Like KD, just shoot over everybody. And bringing that into Golden State system is going to be scary. Because you already have the young core of Poole, Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman. And you mess around and bring in PBJ, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and then they also got Ryan Rollins. Like, hey, the Warriors is on to something. And also shout out to the home team, Chicago Bulls, Dalen Terry. I like the pick. 6'7" point guard who can also play wing. He's a great defender, good spot up shooter, a great facilitator. You go watch his highlights. He's just a highlight reel. So shout out to them. I love it. But yeah, y'all, this has been the draft day. 2 days later. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll see y'all in the next video. We out.